Why is it that a little slip up can completely derail our fitness? You might have a bad week, miss a workout, miss all week working out. Maybe you miss your meal plan for a day. You go off meal plan, or a week, whatever, you gain weight back, you gain a pound back. Why is it that all of that stuff can completely derail our fitness? So I'm going to share that with you right now, and I'm going to give you a simple solution for how to overcome that and never let that happen to you again. And I know a lot about that. Here's why. I'm right in the middle of a bad week myself, and that's what made this pop up on my mind. And I hear this from people all the time too. It's kind of a simple fix. Here's the big secret behind what's going on out there in the fitness world and the people that you see that are succeeding. It's not that they don't have a bad day, a bad week, or a bad month. It's that they know how to overcome this. Or let me say that a little bit better. It's not that they know how to overcome it. A lot of them don't know what they're actually doing, but this is what they're doing. All right, this is exactly from my coaching. We're all doing this, and a lot of people will say, well, hey, I understand that I'm doing this, but you don't understand that you can actually hijack this system. Our thoughts become our feelings become our actions, and our actions become our results, and round and round and round that circle goes. Without the understanding that you can hijack this whole thing just kind of has its way with you. Your life just kind of plays out. And this is exactly why we get thrown off track with the smallest of things. So let's say you gained, you're supposed to be losing weight, right? And let's say you gained 2 pounds last week. Maybe you went off meal plan. Maybe you couldn't work out. Maybe life was too busy. Like me, like life got really kind of crazy this week. I got some sciatica and I got some different things happening. What that is that's results that you don't want. And what we've been trained to do is focus on the results that we don't want. And what we do is we bring that into our thinking. So we go, oh gosh, I didn't lose any weight last week, or maybe I gained some weight, or I didn't work out. And that actually causes old feelings, what we call bad feelings, because it's connected to something that you want. And so your thoughts just kind of churn on that. Like, what if that happens again? What if that happens next week? Oh my gosh, I'm going to go back to where I was. And that's what actually drives your old actions. This is that little push. It's just like success is just, it's just this little push this direction, and failure is actually just this little push this direction. So when you're having bad feelings, it's that little push in that backward direction that says, you know what difference does it make if I start working out again next week? If I don't, I missed last week already, it's already a mess. What difference does it make if I don't get back on meal plan? I gained 2 pounds last week. I was supposed to lose weight and I gained pounds. This is that little thing that goes, okay, 1 week becomes 2 weeks, becomes 3 weeks, becomes a month, becomes again. People will look up at the end of making a New Year's resolution, or maybe what they did was their birthday, or they're just sick and tired of not getting the results they want. They say that they're going to do something, and this is the stuff that takes them all the way back to ground zero again and again and again. When you go back to what really causes it, it's actually just a little slip up, right? So I'm going to give you the solution right now for overcoming this. It's actually really simple. Check this out. Same thing, thoughts, feelings, actions. We're going to hijack that system. All right, here it is. What we need to learn how to do to succeed is to let the old results go. And I teach people right from the start of the coaching, in the beginning, when we're forming our dream and we're looking at what it is that we really want to do, it's out there. It's beyond what we actually know how to do. Or a better way to say it is, it's beyond what we are aware of how to do. And that's okay. That's perfectly fine. You start living in that dream and you feel like you have it already. Well, that makes you start taking different actions, and that'll start producing different results. That's exactly what you want to do in life. But what we really want to do is abandon the results. And this is why I really teach people over and over again. It's just, you've got to learn to disconnect from your results. So when we get to this point and we realize, okay, I'm getting a particular result, I don't want what that result is. This is what we actually do with that. We let it go and we focus on new thoughts instead. And the new thoughts are about what you want. Very, very simply. Maybe you did gain a couple pounds last week and you were supposed to be losing weight, right? We just let the old results go and we go, well, what does it feel like to lose those 2 pounds next week? Or maybe even I lose those 2 pounds plus two more, right? Those are what we call new thoughts. And what that causes is that causes new feelings that feel good because it's connected to something that we want. Now, remember, I was just talking about this. This is that little thing that causes success, right? It's that little push there that goes, oh, I'm thinking about, okay, I abandoned the results last week. I didn't care for them. And now I'm thinking these new thoughts about what it is that I want. What if I lose all the weight that I gained last week and then I even add more weight loss to it, right? That's that little thing in that moment when you go, well, am I going to go work out right now? Or am I going to stay on meal plan? Or I'm going to eat healthy food again. I'm going to avoid maybe, something bad at a drive-through window. And you say, yes, you're going to do that because you've been having these new thoughts and they feel good. And that drives that little push into those new actions. And those new actions are what produces those new results. Those are the results that we want and the proof that we can do this. This is the big key to success. It's not stuff that it's like some kind of secret thing that's out there. It's stuff that we actually know how to do. I'm going to tell you a quick story real fast about a client. And this happens with clients all the time. When they come into the coaching and it might be the second week or the fourth week or something of that nature, and they have a hard time as a coach, I'm always curious about that because that's usually a really good time. And my client, well, for them, they don't think it's a good time. And that's the cool part. As a coach, I always know that it is a good time because it's a chance to really grow. When you stub your toe and you mess up or whatever, things don't go the way that you want. It's such an opportunity to grow, to realize what control that you have. Jeff had come into the coaching and he showed up on his coaching call and he says, I'm really upset. And I says, why are you upset? And he said, I'm upset because I had a huge hamburger and fries and whatever it was. He goes, it was probably about 1,200 calories right before bed last night. I just went off the rails. And I asked him, I said, well, who's upset? I said, are you upset or is the person that you're growing into, the person that you want to be, upset? Because we spend a lot of time learning about how to focus on who it is that you want to be and really feel that the right way. And he paused because he had done his time doing his dream scene, as we called it. And he said, well, he said, I'm upset. And then he said, I asked him, I said, well, how about the person that you're growing into, the person that you want to be? How do they feel about it? And he stopped and he paused and he thought. And he could actually go there because he had been spending time there. And he looked up and he said, the person that I want to be doesn't really care about going there and eating that food before bed last night. And I said, well, that's really interesting. Why don't they care? And he said, because they rarely do that. And he said that they know that they're going to get up and they're going to work it off the next day and they don't do it the next day or the following day, that they rarely do it. So really the person that he was growing into, he realized that they just actually enjoy the hamburger on the rare occasion that they do it and they don't feel bad about it at all. And then he was able to abandon it. And from that point forward, that was such a turning point for Jeff. Jeff had spent a couple of weeks in his dream scene, and then he had 10 more weeks, 9.5 more weeks, whatever it was to get through his coaching. He immediately dropped 32 pounds. And that's exactly what it works. That's exactly the way that it'll work for you too. If you're trying to lose weight or you're trying to create the habit of working out, if you learn to hijack this system and create new thoughts about what it is that you want, and you really start to train yourself to no longer focus on the results that you want, you're going to get that same success over and over and over again. And what's going to happen for you is that you're going to be able to keep that success because you'll no longer get caught up in the idea that you don't like the results that you're getting and they have control over you in your life. You're going to realize that you're the person that's in control of your life, your health, and your fitness and where you're going.